Here we are on the beach. Just like when we first started. Do you remember that day?
We were all so greased up and sexy,
when it was
sitting in the sun.
The ring was in the wine glass, and you were like, I never thought you'd do it. I said, well, this is how things have become. And now we look on the glistening beach at the anniversary. We have, it's a 3-year anniversary of the show.
Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday to us. Happy birthday, sing along, fucking people listening at home. Happy birthday to us. Woo!
You know, nothing like gets some people to do something like some light and threatening over the internet.
Yeah. You guys ever sing Happy Birthday, but you like change the lyrics, or used to be a thing wherever it'd be like birthday parties, you just like kick your friends under the table during the song?
Yeah, our very childish one. When we were about 5, 6, it was happy birthday to you, squash tomatoes and poo.
Oh.
That was embarrassing. Well, we were young. We were kids.
Yeah.
We're not kids anymore. We're officially 3 years old, which makes us a veteran, an AOP in the podcast world.
All 3-year-olds are veterans of life.
In podcasting terms, because let's face it, most podcasts that begin don't make it to year 1. Fewer still make it to year 2.
And here we are. We might have missed a week, or maybe the week missed us.
Yes, we did. Before we go any further, before we get the festivities underway, because it is a party, you guys, long-term listeners, know full well, anniversaries and stuff, we like to celebrate. Normally with a full house, but we'll get onto that in a minute. Sadly, we did miss a show last week. We recorded one. It was the spring season preview. We were all set to get that out the door to you guys for your viewing pleasure. Sadly, we had some technical hiccups. My voice degraded digitally. I became very, old sounding, but yeah, there was we didn't understand. It was basically shitty audio, and you guys deserve a lot better than that. We don't want to put a shit product out for you. It's not a product. I don't know why I said it that way.
Yeah. Vacant finally told the story about the spider monkey too.
We heard about Hands for Feet and X-Men Feet and, I don't know, Horse Feet.
X-Men Feet! That's the one thing we lost in the episode.
I don't know. It was good, but fear not if you're thinking, well, what the fuck's going on? Are you just going to skip that? No, we are doing our anniversary here because obviously March 14th is the anniversary of our podcast. So we're going to do this, and then next week we will be doing the spring season. So it's 2.0. We'll have a second shot at it. It might be even better.
Does this actually come out on the actual, specific 3rd year anniversary, on the day?
I believe it comes out on it's either the day, 14th, yeah.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. It's almost as if we planned it to be that way. We didn't. It's totally unintentional. But if you are wondering what this shit show is that you're listening to, it is the Manga Raiders Community Happy Hour podcast. It's episode 128. Pardon me. My name is Simon, better known as Vacant. I will keep them down to a minimum. I'm sorry. We're cracking beers open because it is a party. You've already heard him off the top there. The musical sensation to my virtual left, it's Manimal.
I once had a story about oats, but then I ate them.
Okay. And hopefully more coherent than that, to his virtual left, it's Coryn.
I don't know about coherent. I've been fighting off a hangover all day. How are you guys?
We're okay.
Hey.
And I don't know why I answered for you there. Collectively, we're okay, right, Manimal? But yeah, that's it. That is it. This is free here. For the 3rd year anniversary, we've got 3 people. It's a bit subdued because, we like a full house when we do this, but it is what it is. We kind of are pressed for time. We have to get this out on the week. It's an anniversary, so it's kind of timely.
Mom isn't always coming back home.
I don't think Mom's ever coming back home, to be truth be told. But why
Mom's
not?
not coming home. She doesn't love you anymore.
God damn it! I still
no, she doesn't love us no more. But we might as well start it off because we've got to 3 years, and we would not have got to 3 years without, of course, co-founder and former co-host Josh, otherwise known as Noisy. Huge shout out to him. His Scottish compatriot, former co-host as well, which is Mr. Sherbet Lemon. Anthony, and of course Lego, he's semi-retired from the show at the moment, or maybe he's having a hiatus. We don't know yet. He will be back one day. And of course, shout-outs to semi-regular guests, Malua, Pipus, Vio has been on some, Miss Churro, White Crow, loads of people. The Manga Forum girls, Mayamada, they've all been on. They'll probably be on in the future as well. Huge shout out to you guys. But I'm going to get gushy before we get into anything else as well. Because I want to say...
Gushy. You fruit gusher.
We certainly wouldn't have got past year one without you two and Nairbons as well. All you guys. We've kind of formed over the last years. Regular listeners know that we sort of just formed a four-man crew. Like, this is sort of the permanent crew that we're rolling with now. I personally think it's good. It's just the way the show has evolved. I think it's for the better, truth be told.
Indeed.
That's not a knock on anyone who we've had. I think it's just having a consistent quartet. Four's a good number, I think, in any kind of podcast. In terms of taste and everything as well, and what we keep up with. It's been a good mix, so that's how we're going to continue on for the foreseeable future as well. Not to say we're not going to have any more guests, but, you know.
Guests are obviously always welcome. We're just not going to probably be changing the 3 to 4 man format for the most part.
No. Basically, I don't know why I'm saying it as if it's like some kind of big announcement. Do you know that
literally
thing
what we've been doing for a year and a half.
Do you know that thing that we've been doing since episode 70? Yes, that's a permanent thing. Yeah, we've got a good crew. Any additions would always be welcome. We had a rotating cast for the second year. It's kind of funny to look back on it and how the show's really changed over the 3 years, which I guess this is the perfect opportunity to do so. In the 3-year anniversary. We will be getting to that later. We'll do some Manga Raiders talk and all about the podcast. But I wanted to get the shout-outs done out on the top of the show. But let's get into it. Fuck. I was trying to open a bottle top with my hand. That's
You're
hard
tough,
to do.
man.
Manimal, how was your week on this hallowed occasion?
Yes, my week was okay. I did some things. There are a couple things to talk about. So we got a copy of Little Samson in the store. Someone left it behind, and they only got $200. They brought in Little Samson and DuckTales 2 on the NES. And
Okay, I don't care about Little Samson, but DuckTales! I'm there!
Yeah, DuckTales 2, which is the rare game. And the dude left his stuff behind. He didn't come back for it. Probably didn't care too much. Got $200. So, Little Samson, it's not like Nintendo World Championship or anything, but it's still probably one of the top 10 rare games on the console, I'd assume. So we put it out for $1,400. And 2 days later, this guy comes and buys it at full price. So about 1,500 packs. And this freaking madman, he pulls out his own copy of Little Samson and then starts comparing it. He's like, well, it has the TM here, and the screws on the back match up. So he unscrews his own copy just because he's showing us this is how you know it's real.
How did he know? How did he know you had it in 2 days?
Because we told him that it was in, and it might come up.
Oh, okay. So he's lying.
But he comes all the time, and he previously bought a $200 game, Color a Dinosaur, on the NES. And he came in, looked at the game, he's like, it's a little overpriced. Then 2 hours later he came in, he's like, I'm getting it.
But he's already got one.
He already has a copy of it.
This is what I don't understand.
I know. And then as soon as he bought it...
It's not like he's playing these games. He's putting them behind glass cases.
When he bought Color a Dinosaur, I was just joking. I'm like, wow, that'll be a fun game. And he's like, I don't even play the games, man. I was like, well, no shit. But
he's a collector. It's what they do. I don't know why you're all so surprised about this kind of stuff.
He's the kind of guy who has a sheet of all his games and stuff, and he was looking at that. He's like, I don't have that one. And he does all the time. This is distinct. No,
it is a party.
No, but and then as soon as he bought the game, he unscrewed it to make sure it was the right one. And everyone was looking in horror as he just handled this game with little care as he just unscrewed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, okay, it's the real thing.
I don't know. I've
Could
never
you
got
imagine?
that.
Could you imagine waking up in the morning and just be like, "Okay, I'm gonna spend $1.50 on an NES game that I actually already have a copy of."
Maybe one's his display one and one's his play one.
Well, I know, like Little Samson. I know. Like, even if you look on eBay, this game does sell for 1,500 if you look at completed listings, and sometimes with the manual, it's up to 3,000. Like, it does sell, you know.
Fuck me. Maybe
But
I mean maybe sells one, but I don't know. If you get
well,
1,400.
he's probably gonna sell this copy for a little more. That's what I'd assume. But yeah, it's crazy. But I don't know the story of Little Samson and why it's so rare. But it's just one of those funny things. Hardcore collector, the hardcore life. Anyway, so I mentioned before that I found like my grandma's entire bloodline up to like 1640. You know,
did.
on a great site. So I was writing it out the other day, just because I wanted to see how it would look. So I needed like really big paper, like the kind that's on a roll, you know. And
You
I
mean
found
a
out-
scroll?
no, like literally like a roll of paper, literally like a big roll, like an industry-sized roll of paper.
Oh, like one of the big, like if you went to a plant and was getting around carried on a forklift.
Well, yeah, like a big roll, like I don't know where it's from. But yeah, I was writing it out and I found out okay, so like again, my grandma's family, they're all from the Karelian village Yakima. And my 7th great grandpa was Matti. and my 7th great grandma was Sophia. So they had like a couple kids, right? They had another kid named Matti and Sisa. And then probably like okay, so they went their separate ways, you know. And then like 5 generations, 150 years later, those lines crossed again.
Oh, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, like all the like these two went their own way. Obviously, last names changed, but then bam, those 2 lines crossed. The 2 family lines crossed there to make my great grandpa Toivo. You know.
Toivo.
Yeah. So it's like I don't even know. You can't really call it incest at that point because it's like. It's 150.
This sounds like
later.
a justification of anime that I see on Twitter quite often.
Objection.
Yeah,
You can't really call it incest.
I married my, what is it, like 5th cousin 150 years later. Probably even more than that. But I just thought that was like a neat thing, though.
That's
It was
cool.
like-
It is good to know where you came from. I don't have a clue.
Well, again, because it was all in like one tight, contained village, and there's only
Yeah.
so many people in the villages, you know.
There's
so
500 years worth of known documented ancestors for you, Manimal, and they all boil down to you. You're the pinnacle.
That's what's crazy when I look at this. I'm like, you know, here's Matti and Sophia and Toivo and Yuha and stuff like that, and then there's me.
There's Barry Goldman. Not as quite, almost as good a name. Maybe Matty Goldman. I wonder if they did their own version of the Bot back in the day.
Oh yeah, like well, especially because those people, a lot of them only lived to like 40 or 50, you know, and they were living lives that we can't even like imagine today. You know, that's the same with anyone, obviously, any people of that era, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting to see stuff like that. But yeah, I just thought it was neat to see like how those lines crossed, because you know they say, well, everyone's cousin, in some way, right?
Well, yeah. You know.
I think that this website also recently did a study with Americans to show how many times those kind of lines crossed, like how many second cousins and stuff were.
Are they all
marrying.
a bunch of inbred fucks?
I don't know. I didn't actually look at this.
No offense to.
There's a little offense, I think, was meant. But you live on a much smaller island.
I was
than
going to say, we
Yeah.
can't say anything. We've been around a lot longer, so we guaranteed our cousins have been a fucking.
Which is why you look so funny.
Whoa!
Oh,
Why you
that
gotta go
explains
there?
the teeth mutation.
That's a fallacy and a falsehood, my friend.
Yeah.
There is a British look to people, though. There really is.
There is
There's
a
look to
look.
anyone. There's a
There's a
Canadian
look
look,
to-
an American look.
Not really a
No.
Canadian look, though. I don't.
No.
I don't think.
There's
Canadians
about-
and Americans don't really look any different from one another.
There's
No,
about
they're
3
same
American looks.
people.
There's redneck
Yeah.
New
You're thinking
Yorker.
of stereotypes.
and what the fuck was the British
Yeah,
look?
but
That's
no,
a
but
stereotype.
I mean, like,
English-
you go there and you, like, see it on your faces. It's like how you hold yourselves.
English people like look distinct though, just like Irish people look distinct also, and stuff like that.
I would wager you wouldn't be able to pick out an Irish person from an English person.
I don't know, like people like Morrissey and stuff look Irish.
Who? Morrissey.
Yeah.
When you said Morrissey, I was like, who?
Oh, sorry, Morrissey. Morrissey.
Morrissey.
Morrissey.
Morrissey.
Mama say, Mama
Morrissey.
say. I've been reading a book about people like him. It's called Irish Blood, English Heart.
English? Morrissey isn't Irish.
His parents are.
Oh, okay. I was going to say he was
So
born
this-
in England.
this-
I'm sure
This
he
whole,
is.
yeah, this whole book is about people who are kids of Irish parents, and it's about how they.
You read the weirdest books.
I know it's a weird, random book I started reading, but it was actually interesting because it gives you insight.
I need to have
in
a
how-
word with the librarians of Canada.
It gives
What
you
kind of books
insight
they're
into how
studying.
like Irish people were treated in like the 80s, even like just kids of them, and like
Oh,
how
let's
they
not go
put
there.
that and how they put that in the music and everything, and all the thick patty jokes.
That's a slur. That's a racial slur, Paddy.
Yeah, that's what they keep mentioning in the
That's
book.
like that's like the Irish N word.
Yeah, but like
Maybe not.
I was just reading a website how they said they want to make St. Patrick's Day like St. Patty instead of Patty. Like they want to emphasize that it's Patty, like D instead of T.
Yeah. People say that now, don't they? They go St. Paddy's. You don't go St. Patty. Patty.
Well,
Fuck
I don't
St.
know.
Patty.
When you say Patty or Patty, like it's almost the same.
St. Paddy's? Yeah, I guess. Anyway.
But yeah, that's just a random. It's actually an interesting book, though.
Yeah.
It's just a
Oh,
random
it's-
thing.
It's an
But-
interesting time.
Yeah.
1916, and all the let's not get into it.
But yeah, I don't have a ton of things to say. It's just been a week.
But you have gifted us several nuggets of information, Manimal, and I'm eternally grateful for that.
Yeah.
Coryn, how was your week? You said that you were nursing a hangover. Where did it come from? Why do you have one? And why are you not drinking on this show? Because it's an anniversary and a party.
Oh, God. You're asking a lot of loaded questions. Let's start with the beginning of the week as I had jury duty. Which
He
we
did have jury duty.
technically talked about on the last episode.
Yes,
But,
you're right. I forgot.
Because we recorded a little late. But, yeah, I had jury duty on Monday. And that was fine, I guess. I didn't actually have to sit on a jury. I got dismissed. So now I get to be persona non grata as far as the justice system is concerned for 6 months, and then I go back on the list.
Oh, wait, how
Which,
does that work? Do you have to do jury duty every like now and then, or is it just like a
No,
one-time?
it's as I've discovered. I was about to get into that. At least in Kansas, or at least in my county, I assume it's different from county to county and probably state to state. So what they do here is all the driver's licenses have an ID number on them, right?
Yeah.
And I think it's the same for like the whatever you can get when you're old and can't drive anymore. State issued ID is what they call them, I think. They all have an identification number. So that goes into a big computer and it pulls out numbers at random.
Oh.
And if you've been called to jury duty in the last 6 months, or you've actually served on a jury in the last 12, and then also I discovered that if I am ruled legally insane or if I commit a felony, I don't have to do jury duty for 10 years. So that's
For 10 years.
10 years. But if it's been more than 10 years since I was legally insane, I can do jury duty. So fun times.
That's
But I assume that's something they re-up usually.
that's weird to think though, because like how many times would they need a jury? Like how many cases and stuff would there be?
Oh, the shit
You know.
all the time, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
they said they do about 500 a year.
Oh, okay.
And we actually had there was 5 juries being called that particular day.
Yeah, like
So
that's weird to think of that, and if
mean-
it's just like a randomly thing.
stuff happens. The case I was on was like someone was suing someone else over like some car accident the thing where you get money from people. It's reprimations, I guess is what it was. but I didn't have to serve on it, so that was fine. Got back to work. And the week was real long, and then yesterday, Saturday morning, I went back to the old alma mater for Fake Patty's Day, which is a fake holiday.
It's a fake holiday.
Kansas State made up a long time ago when they moved spring break to run concurrently with St. Patrick's Day, which people used to spend a lot of time getting around and drinking on. And then it just, all the students were like, no, we still want to get around and drink and go crazy. So they made up a fake holiday. And now it's the biggest fake holiday in the nation, probably the world, because I don't think there's that many fake holidays, all said.
I'm desperately trying to think of a fake holiday, and no, can't. You may be right.
Yeah.
Certainly not one that's enforced. I guess Thanksgiving, like Black Friday, we do a fake version here, but, you know.
Yeah, it's different, because Thanksgiving is a real holiday.
Yeah. Yeah, well, St. Patrick's is a real holiday.
Yes, but it's not St. Patrick. It's fake Patrick's. It's not even fake Patrick. It's fake Patty's. They completely lose the Patrick. It's not a formal thing. But, like, yeah,
it's not
the
formal.
entire...
You don't have to go in business dress.
No, but, like, the entire, like, city, like, of Manhattan goes into this whole, like, overdrive. You know, lots of businesses, like, just kind of shut down if they can because, you know, it's going to be crazy. Or, you know, they open up if they know they're going to make business and all that. And, you know, the entire, like, drinking district's all, like, just cordoned off by the police and stuff like that. So it's a fun time.
I mean, you did try to communicate with us throughout the night, but... I
made a few attempts at communication. But,
not all of it was very clear.
No, it wasn't. See, the thing is, I didn't think any of my friends were actually going to be able to make it, so I didn't anticipate doing much of drinking at all that night. I thought I was going to go out, I was going to maybe have dinner with my uncle, and I was come back the next day. It was just going to be...
Schoolboy era.
Yeah, but, one of my friends did end up coming and induced me to do some drinking with him.
I thought you said seduce then. I was like, he seduced you into doing some drinking. Well.
Induced. I don't know. So yeah, I ended up out at the country bar, which is the other one he basically goes to, called Dirty Dogs.
Sounds like a fine establishment.
Dirty Doa. How'd you spell it? Dogs?
I spelled it very poorly. The first time I spelled it, I think I said like Dirty Does.
Dirty Does.
It's Dirty Dogs. Dogs is spelled D-A-W-G-S, which is very strange.
That's how you spell dogs. Dirty Dogs.
That's the gangster spelling of dogs, in my understanding. But it's a country bar. So I went there, and we danced. I don't know. Talked to a girl for a while, and I got the high score on the punching machine.
That was the thing you were saying. Let it be known that I punched out something.
There is one of those like punching arcade machines with a little like a bag that drops like a little
the speed ball,
the speed bag kind of thing.
Yeah, we have one
it drops and you punch it, and it stops back up to the top of the machine, and it totals your score up or whatever.
Yeah.
And I didn't see what it was before I hit it. But I ended up with a score of 695. And I just think it's funny in like this entire bar of, you know, guys in town. And that's what they're like. I've met them. I got the high score on the machine.
That's the most masculine moment of my life, is any time I've been faced with those. Even from real fights, I don't put as much emphasis because you know everyone's watching. When you're in an actual fight, when you're throwing a punch, not as many people are paying attention because you're getting punched back.
To your punching technique.
Yeah,
I think one of my friends got like 850 on one of those machines once.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think I was hitting it that hard, to be honest with you, because I didn't even like wind up or nothing. I just kind of like pop, and it hit that.
A bit.
But then afterwards, it started flashing on the screen, new high score or whatever it was, and it was like current high score 695. I'm like, what the fuck?
Did you turn around? No one messed with me now.
Arms in the air. Witness me.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't because I hit it and it's like 695. I'm like, that can't be that high. It probably goes up to at least 1,000. And then my friend comes up and hits it, and it didn't look like he didn't hit it hard at all, but he only got 5. It was comically low.
5?
He got a 5. I think the
Okay.
machine kind of malfunctioned, to be honest.
You hit
the
it,
machine
that-
there is probably different than the one we have at the
yeah,
place here.
basically, you did the Dragon Ball Z, the tournament in the Buu Saga, when Vegeta punches the machine and breaks it. So your
Yeah.
friend, you fucked it. That must have been what happened.
Yeah.
I remember making a prick of myself, because like, we were all there, all of us lads, and there was one in Walkabout, and everyone was hitting it, and I thought, right, okay, my mate Sean's smashed the dicks out of it. So I ain't giving it a left hook, because I ain't getting a high score as him. So I thought, I'm going to do like a sweet chin music style super kick. So I lined myself up for this. We're already pissed. Now, just to give you a layout of the bar, we're on a sort of a deck, I guess it is. It's like a little raised platform with 3 steps that go down. The machine is just on the corner, right by the steps. So you can probably guess what's going to happen. I wound up, took my step back, launched my kick as hard as I could, missed entirely, and then suddenly sailed down the stairs, doing a split down the stairs, and landed in a heap. And both my legs hurt. Fortunately, no one filmed it.
Again,
I'm not sure what happened.
Anytime you tell these stories, I just recall to the image of you dancing in like the washroom or whatever on like the baby table. Is that what it was?
When I was doing a little spinneroonie on, I don't know, it was just a table in a nightclub.
Oh, okay.
I just like to dance, man.
I know. I just keep thinking of that image. It's so funny.
When I get drunk, I want to dance.
Dance.
That's the most I ever tipped a freshen up guy. Do you know that when you go in the toilets in the clubs and it's the freshen up guy who's got the soaps and he's got the aftershaves and deodorants and all that kind of stuff?
Wait,
No,
I guess
we're not
that's a real
fancy enough
thing.
for that here.
Yeah, are you talking about someone who's like in the washroom the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh
Don't you
God,
have
I couldn't
that?
do that. I
Here's-
can't piss.
okay.
I can't piss when people are in the washroom. I couldn't deal with that.
I've seen one of those dudes before over at where is it in Kansas City? The Power and Light kind of district, which is sort of almost like a big rectilinear or rectangular shaped structure, but it's open in the middle. It has like a stage and like a amphitheater in it, and there's just bars all around the sides.
Oh yeah.
One of the private public restrooms there. A couple times I've been there. It's had a dude there, but I'm not convinced he wasn't just a homeless guy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, some are decent, some don't bother you. They'll just wait for you to approach them. Some are very proactive. As soon as you come in, it's a freshen up, blood, freshen up, and then they'll start getting you singing, and everyone else is singing, so they're going freshen up for the punani, punani, punani.
All you gotta do is take a piss. Why
Yeah.
is someone gonna do?
So
You
you've
just gotta
gotta
take
then-
a piss.
Then you've got to engage because you're like, well, I don't want to be the only person not singing. So you're like, yeah, we're all in this together, having a good time. Yeah, come on, guys.
You're in there to do something private though.
And then and then it's because some do the dick move, and the dick move is where they have the paper towels directly behind them, and they have the soap behind them. So when you go to wash your hands, they're like pumping soap into your hands, and they're giving you the paper towels, and it's forcing you to engage with them. And then you feel like you kind of have to give them a quid, and then they'll just spray you with whatever aftershave you want. But they always do the same pattern, no matter which one it is. I don't know whether maybe they get taught this in Freshen Up school, but no matter who it is, no matter which bar I've been in, they've always done the same thing. They'll spray once on the left side of your neck, once on the right side of your neck, and then they'll spray on the dick. And when they spray on the dick, they go, aight, like that. They'll spray your crotch area. And I don't know why. Who's that
And
for?
they'll give you a subtle wink and a little grab down. There's a little touch and
So they'll go,
play. And
aight?
they're not actually a freshen up guy. They're a child molester.
I mean, well, they're in the wrong area. They're in a bar for over 18. So
18-year-old children.
one of the freshen up guys. I mean, I guess if you're 18, you're still technically a kid. You don't think you are, but you are.
You really are.
Correct it.
Yeah, actually.
And then, I can't remember the initial point. That's it. I went to tip one of those guys a fucking tenner because he had his phone playing. He had Soldier Boy, and he taught me the Soldier Boy.
2007?
It was 2008, and he taught me the Soldier Boy dance. And I was like, "Can you take it?" Because he was doing it in the bathroom, so he taught me it. And I was like, "Dude, brethren, I'm giving him a
What's
tenner."
for you?
Superman, that
What's for you?
I can still kind of remember that. Anyway, getting way off topic. Sorry,
Was
Corey.
Soldier Boy like an original trap song?
I don't know.
Soldier Boy
It was a dance song. It was like R&B. Well, not R&B. I don't think it was trap music.
I don't know. Some elements. When I think of it in my head, it reminds me of some trap music. I think.
It's like shitty rap, I guess.
Yeah, which is trap music.
Is
I
it?
don't know, man.
I don't know. I don't know my genres enough. I'll trust you because you're the music expert.
I'm not an expert on trap, and I don't want to be.
You're a trap expert. You're an
Trap
expert on
expert.
traps.
Hey,
Are they
Yeah.
gay? The eternal question.
a booby trap that actually catches boobies.
Yep.
Are traps
But-
gay? Yes, is the answer.
I just
Moving on.
I just love the idea of the freshen up guy. It's so stupid.
I
No.
think it's a holdover from the old timey Victorians. You always need a guy to do everything else for them.
I
'Cause
think
when you
it's
have
just
that kind of, when you have British Imperial royalty money, you need someone to.
I think it's
just
more
like
just
your
that
crotch
they know
in the
they can
bathroom.
take advantage
This-
of pissed up Brits. So they're like,
yeah.
I can get a few quid off these
'Cause
dudes.
that just reminds me, because my dad used to tell me with like Kiss, he's like, oh yeah, back in the day, when someone would do a drum solo, they go backstage and help each other piss. And I was like, hey dad, they'd help each other get all that leather off and just take a big communal piss.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do. At the end of
What
the day.
was there's one, I forget which rock star it was, but like every time he would go on like these like super long like guitar solos for like 20 minutes when he was all way back in the day, he was all coked out or whatnot.
Probably like Eddie Van Halen.
Maybe one of his band members would always go down beneath the stage and fuck a girl that they pulled from the audience.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't remember who it
Which
was.
sounds very Roman Emperor in a way, but
That's very hair metal, definitely.
yeah.
That's
So,
'cause I used to think like I used to think like, how does George Bush take a piss? Like I used to think that he'd go in a booth and there'd be like machine guns like on the ceiling and like the CIA guys outside of him. This is what
Is
I
that
used to
really
think
what you
of
stay awake
when I was
thinking of
younger.
at night?
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to think like, how does George Bush take a piss?
The things you thought when you were younger.
Thank
is
you,
an
Manimal.
infinite well of fascination.
When I was 4 years old, I used to think that when you wash your butt, I thought the cloth was the X-wing and my butt was the Death Star, and it was like the Death Star trench run. I used to visualize it in my head, and same with my armpits. I was like, he's coming in for the shot.
No. Let's unpack this. Okay. So you're in the shower.
No,
You're about
this
to
is
clean-
this is what I used to have baths.
Oh, okay, you're in the bath. You're about to clean the cleft.
Yeah.
So your ass is the Death Star.
See, I didn't think about this in terms of like, oh, I have a butthole. I was just kind of like, it's the action of going under. I was like, oh, it's just like the Death Star trench.
I'm just picturing like you taking a girl home or whatever, or going to a girl's place, and you're just getting the action started, and you put your hand down her trousers and just go, Luke's coming in.
I just go, let's go. Oh no! Because
You reach down and you give the like the woohoo Han Solo does at the end of episode 4.
No, because I used to think of like again. I had this specific image. Like George Bush would walk up a couple concrete steps. There'd be like this blue stall, and there'd be like these 2 machine guns up top that would guard him, and the security guards would be around him. And everywhere he'd go, they'd set this up. Whenever he had to take a piss.
He had a portaloo. Shall we ask him? I mean, we can go on his Twitter and ask him how does he piss.
George Bush, how do you piss?
How do you piss? He only has 300,000 followers.
Oh.
That's not many.
Well,
Mind
he
you,
is
he's only
George
done-
Bush.
Well, I mean,
He's only
that's
done-
We're looking at the right George Bush too.
I mean, he's got the blue tick thing.
that's also before like Twitter was
Which
before
George
his
Bush?
era.
The 41st president? Which one's that?
41st?
Yeah.
The old one from the 90s.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not
okay, maybe that explains it then.
Bush.
I don't
Yeah,
know how
Mike.
many fucking presidents you're on.
We're on 45.
I
Yeah,
don't
but-
care.
But also,
but
you could
what-
just look at his profile photo, I assume.
I don't know.
I mean,
Fuck
they
that.
both look the same, except the old one looks really, really scary, like he has no teeth.
Yeah. And let's Oh my god. I don't even know how to get into it.
Let's not get into it. Let's
Please.
move on.
What were you,
My
did you have
week,
anything
get
else to say,
back.
Coryn?
Go back 25 minutes to what we were talking about. Yeah, so hit the punching machine. I drank too much. And it was fine. I did something I never had done before, which was puke on command.
Okay.
So I didn't eat a lot of good food last night. We'll put it that way. And about like whatever time we got back, maybe like 1 o'clock, 2 a.m. I was just having like this terrible like acid reflux thing going on. I had hiccups. It was just terrible. And I asked my friend, I'm like, dude, do you have any like anti-acid tablets, Tums or whatever, calcium? And he's like, no, I got nothing. So I'm just like, well, fuck it, I'm doing this then, because this isn't going to continue on, or I'll never go to sleep. I grabbed a trash can nearby. I just kind of like induced the gag reflex like I'm a 16-year-old bulimic girl, and got rid of it all.
Is that like a good life skill to learn?
If you ever, maybe. I mean, if you ever are getting like mugged, I guess, and you could
You
just like
puke on
vomit,
them.
puke on
Yeah.
command. Yeah, I mean, I think it helped that my stomach was pretty volatile at the moment to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, if I did it right now, I'd probably just dry heave for a while. So, I haven't mastered that skill. But yeah, I just kind of put my mind to it and said, I guess I'll puke now.
Yeah.
Clenched up my throat muscles to get the gag reflex going, and there we went.
It's a skill.
Life skills.
You've mastered it.
Wait. Okay, so you said it
We
was.
just talked
it was
about how I didn't master it. No.
You said it was fake Patty's Day, right?
Yes.
Did you sit down, put your ear to the beer, and hear?
No one's ever done that. Literally no one. No one would ever think of that.
Oh.
Oh my god. Drop out again. I don't want to hear you anymore.
What do you mean? I was honoring Irish culture.
Ugh.
Oh, yeah. No, any Irish person there, feel free to let us know how honored you are.
I know
by
all
Manimal's
about Irish
impression.
culture, just like when I thought Ireland and Scotland were the same.
He's read a book, guys.
I
He's
read a
You
book.
know, he's learning. He's a
Read a
growing
book.
boy. He's getting his knowledge up.
Yeah.
That's all good.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
good.
let's be honest. I was one of the more Irish people there in the probably.
I said this in the chat, but not here. I used to think that St. Patrick's Day was like a day where you give people named Patrick gifts. So like I was jealous that my cousin Pat. I was like, man, he probably gets like a lot of gifts today.
This would have been
Okay.
so easily debunked.
Yeah,
Just
no, but that's
ask your mother.
that's what I thought it
My
was. I was
father
like,
would always say when I had a question, ask your mother.
yeah. So I was like, damn, he probably gets like a lot of gifts today. I think he's like 5% Irish, maybe 10%.
That means he gets 5% more gifts.
5% more gifts to me.
That's bullshit. I'm probably Irish at some point. I think I'm like an 8th Irish or something, I don't know. But more interesting than that, my week, it's not really more interesting, that's kind of a lie. Not done a terrible load, done writing and more writing. And then we've done some manga reading, we've done some anime watching. What else did I do? There was something pressing. Oh, we had some... It was one of my bro's birthdays, so we had to go on that. That was all good fun.
Wrestling,
good
bro?
No, like my actual brother.
Oh yeah. Okay, wait. When you say, do you say bro for brother and then lad for your friends?
He's one of my lads, one of my boys.
Okay,
my
there we go.
dogs.
That's how we tell the difference.
No, normally when I say like my brother, like that's one of my siblings. But when I go, he's my brother, like when there's more emphasis, it's not blood related, but like we're certainly close. So he's my motherfucking brother, that man.
Yeah, I
But yeah,
got
actual blood sibling. His birthday, fun times, and then today it was Mother's Day as well. So spend time
Wait, it's
with
Mother's
their
Day
mother.
for you?
Yeah, it's Mother's Day
Oh,
in March.
That's different.
I always thought it was the same the world over, but apparently you guys are different.
Yeah.
So it's
Or
Mother's
maybe
Day.
your guys are different.
Mother's Day in
Oh.
May or March. Yeah, we're currently in March, and Father's Day in June.
I think
So
Father's
there
Day
you
might
go.
be at the same time, but it's whatever.
So happy Mother's Day to any of the mothers out there listening. We all love you. Mothers from other brothers, misters from sisters, all that shit. Well, fuck my week. Because I haven't got anything to mind that I can think of that's interesting. There's shit's gone on, but nothing I want to mention, really. But I want to get something in this episode, because we're already tight for time, I'm going to ask you guys. I came up with 5 quick questions, because it's the 3rd year anniversary. I want to test your knowledge on our anniversary episode. How's that sound?
Yeah.
It sounds like a deceitful trick that an abused housewife might play. Not an abused housewife,
An abused
I was gonna
housewife.
say,
an abusive
Jesus.
housewife. That's the right one. I don't know why
Deceitful
the
trick
housewife
that an
is abusive.
abused
I guess
housewife
that's
would
gender.
do.
That's the abusive housewife. That's gender equality, I guess. You know,
I
when it's
know.
like, I know I'm going to test him to make sure he knows.
I'm going to make sure that you guys know all about our podcast and shit. So we're going to do questions. There's 5 questions. They're not multiple choice, so you're just going to have to guess whoever you think they are or whatever the answer is.
Fill in the blank.
I haven't decided a forfeit or a prize for the winner. I don't know. Shall we have any forfeit? Shall we have any prizes?
The winner wins, and the loser does not win.
Okay, that sounds
I
good
agree
to
to
me.
those terms, and they did not agree to this quiz beforehand. So
Okay.
I don't
Trivia.
think you can allow you can have forfeits when you're just sneaking quizzes on people.
It's the 3rd year anniversary. Come on, we've got to have some forfeits and some gaps and some goofs going on a 3rd year anniversary. We were big on the forfeits back in the day.
Maybe on the 200s episode.
Okay. Okay, question number 1. Are you ready, guys?
I'm
play
ready.
along at home if you will. See if you can get 5 out of 5. If you do, tell us on Twitter and we'll, I don't know, give you a blowjob. I don't know. Sure.
I do
One
not.
of us will.
You will.
You
One
will,
of us will.
yeah.
I mean, let me tell you, my game is strong. I'm just going to say. I don't want to brag, but, you know, my gag reflex, it ain't no joke. But question 1, let's move on. Here you go, guys. Best of luck. Who came up with
The
the
beer tickles the
podcast
balls.
name?
The
So
podcast name, it was
which one of
probably
us-
like, it's probably like Noisy.
Is responsible for the podcast names. And the Manga Rays Happy Hour would not be called the Manga Rays Happy Hour without this person.
Noisy.
It's out of 2 people, me or Noisy.
Yeah, probably Noisy.
Both going with Noisy. Both going with
Yeah.
Josh. Okay, well, I can confirm it is indeed Noisy. You're right. Noisy came up with the happy hour idea. He came up with the Manga Raiders, so contribution for Noisy. You're both correct. Well done. I'm proud. Question number 2
proud.
then. Who came up with the concept design of the current logo? Well, the only logo that we've had. The Manga Rays, we all know it, the pub sign with the little chibi scuba diving. You guys have seen it plenty of times.
Like who drew it or who came up with the idea?
Yeah,
Josh.
we hired an artist to make it nice, but someone did draw the concept, and that's what we
It
sent
was
across to the
probably
artist.
Noisy again.
You going with Noisy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Coryn?
Yep.
You going Noisy? Is this basically a jab at me and my drawing skills?
Okay, so it's probably
No,
actually
we just
you then.
know you better.
Okay, fair enough. It was Noisy. You're both right. You are correct. Noisy came up with it. These are the only 2 contributions that Noisy's made to the program. Is that he came up with a name and he came up with the logo for us. Not the only 2. That sounds bad. I'm sorry, Noisy. I'm not intentionally taking jabs at you. Or I'm not taking jabs at you. Not intentionally means I'm doing it sort of subconsciously.
Yeah.
But yeah, Noisy came up with a name. He came up with a logo. I guess I was just here for the ride. I was the guy recording it. There you go. Question number 3 then. Here we go. So which 2 hosts featured in the very first video on the Happy Hour YouTube channel? So which 2 of us featured on the first video? So obviously the entirety of the Happy Hour catalogue is on there. If that's...
you and Lego.
You say me and Lego?
Yeah.
Okay. Coryn, what are you saying?
Sorry, I'm just trying to remember what the first video is. I'm racking my brain.
Furiously
Was
scrolling
it-
down YouTube.
No, I'm trying to do this legitimately. I know it was Lego for sure, but I can't.
Okay, so you
I want to say it was Lego and Josh.
You want to say Lego and Noisy as the first ever video on the YouTube channel? I can
guess.
reveal Manimal is correct. It was me and Lego.
Yeah,
it was a
it was
really
your Black Lagoon video.
yes, it was a really poorly dubbed thing that I'm embarrassed is still on there. That we
It's history now.
Yeah, I was gonna say like sometimes I think I'm gonna take that shit down when I occasionally see it. If I sort the videos on the YouTube channel from like newest to oldest, I'm like, oh shit. But it's there. No one cares. No one's gonna see it anyway. That's 3-2. 3-2. Coryn, you can still pull this back. Question number 4. Which episode was the first lost episode?
Ugh.
So we've had a few. So catch your mind back. Which one was the first?
I don't know what
First
that.
lost episode. It was the first episode. The first episode was the first lost episode.
Okay. Manimal?
Yeah, maybe it was your Boxing Day recording.
Yeah.
That one, I haven't counted that one in this one.
Oh,
Well, it is the first
yeah.
lost one, though. It was the first one the lost.
Technically, it was the GR cast. I mean, I guess it was, I suppose. Because we sort of just stopped recording after the first 10 minutes. Whereas, like, we did do it, the first episode, I suppose I should have clarified, the first episode in its entirety. So, an entire episode that we recorded, did a whole session, and then we lost it.
I don't know then.
Was it the first attempt we ever had
Are you
at an
sticking the
artist
first?
episode?
Are you sticking with the first ever episode?
The one I was thinking about was the one you just said doesn't count anymore, apparently. So, no,
Okay.
that's not it. I guess, I think, was the first one, would it have been artist? Or was it the first one you tried to do with, I don't know.
Times. You don't know. Are you both passing on this one?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, the answer was the pilot episode. So you were right with the first ever episode. You were initially right.
The
Because
fuck, you just said it didn't count.
no, not that episode.
You're talking about
Oh
the
my
actual...
god, you're so goddamn close.
I'm on about the pilot episode that me and Josh did.
That's why I was talking about when I said the first episode. What's the first? The pilot.
The first. Well, yeah, that's the pilot. But obviously, I thought you meant the one with the one we did on Boxing Day. Manimal said Boxing Day. You confused me, Manimal.
Well, that's what I was thinking about when I said first episode.
I might give that to you then, Coryn, because if you were thinking of the pilot episode, because me and Josh did a 3.5-hour pilot episode, only to realise that I had not switched on the recorder to my microphone, so therefore it was using my laptop mic, and it was terrible. So, starting as we meant to go on with the last episode and tech issues. Yeah, we'll give you, if that was what you're thinking about, sure, we'll give you that, Coryn.
That's what I meant. It's something like, no, it doesn't count. I'm like, okay, fuck. Well, I'm not sure the fuck what he means then. Because I guess the other than the second one would have been what? The first one we tried to record with White Crow?
That was episode number 2.
Likely.
Yeah. Episode 2. Fuck me, we're going back in the day. Okay, so we're tied 4 apiece. 3 apiece, sorry. Okay, final question then for you guys, because we've only got 5. Because I'm lazy. Which host has the longest streak of appearing on consecutive episodes?
I'll bet he's sitting right here. And I bet he's not me or you, so I'm betting it's Manimal.
Maybe it is me. Probably is me.
Are you saying Manimal? You both?
I don't think it's you. So it's probably me.
Okay. Well, I can confirm. You're fucking right, both of you. You are correct.
Yeah.
It is Manimal. He hasn't missed an episode since episode 70, which was recorded New Year's.
I've missed episodes since then, have I?
Nope.
What?
I went back and checked last night. You have not missed an episode since beginning of January 2017.
Oh,
you are
that
currently
makes
on a
2017.
58-week streak.
I guess that's true.
I mean, obviously, you have missed, 12 days of Christmas and stuff. You went on all them, but they don't count. So.
Yeah.
So I think what this quiz has really proved is that you're kind of rubbish at this. You didn't come up with a name. You didn't come up with a logo. You lost the first episode because you didn't hit record.
You got beaten by me in terms of episode streaks.
Yeah.
You can't even show up half the time.
I guess
You're drunk. You're lazy.
Basically, I've just give us damning indictment.
We only keep you around here because you're the founder's husband.
So essentially, we'll say Noisy thought of it all, but I'm still here. Well, no. Noisy came up with a name. This was during a debate that we had. He came up with a logo because he wanted to come up with a logo, and then we paid the artist to do it. And to be honest, they kind of just they literally just traced what Josh did and just coloured it in for us. I think we paid like 50 quid or something for it. I was like, okay, sure, fine.
You're bad with money.
Not knocking
Your
it.
dick's always out. It's making
That's true.
Coryn uncomfortable.
That is actually true. I do have my penis out quite often on the show.
Wait, did you say that Karen's uncomfortable?
Karen's uncomfortable.
What
Our
did Karen
receptionist,
do?
Karen.
Oh, yeah, Karen.
We
I
have
know
a
Karen.
receptionist.
She's
The
always...
sexual harassment suit, it's not popular than it is these days.
Happy anniversary, Karen. God bless you. But, no, yeah, we thought up a bit. Well, we came up with the idea, the podcast and stuff, and I've edited most of them, come up with most of the ideas that we do, because any time that I try to open the floor out for anyone else, I get a comment like Manimal going, "You just can't be asked to think of an idea." It's like, I want everyone. The whole point was we were all getting involved in this. It's not.
We don't have ideas anymore, so it doesn't matter.
we don't have ideas. We just sit here and talk.
Well, we will. I think this is as good a time as any to make some announcements in terms of slight changes, because obviously we like to freshen it up year upon year, and obviously the formatting changes slightly, the cast and how we operate and the days that we operate has changed. Obviously, we used to do it as and when, then we did it fortnightly, now we do it weekly. I'm happy with weekly. I'm not changing the day or anything because it falls nicely for us to record over the weekend, and then we release it on Wednesday. That's always a good thing. Spoiler, we record on the weekend. I think we always tell you that on pretty much every episode.
Yeah.
But we're going to do a few things, starting from next month. Because we're called Manga Raiders, and we've had a lot of people talk about us not discussing manga as much, we're going to have a new thing that we're going to do. And it's from one of our faithful listeners as well. So they've suggested that we read a manga. So what we're going to do, we're going to do a manga of the month. So we're all going to get involved, and we're going to read a couple of volumes of some manga. We're going to pick it. I don't know how we're going to. Maybe it'll be reader-suggested. Maybe we'll... listener-suggested.
Reader, if
Maybe
you're
it'll be
reading
winners
the
of-
audio transcript of this podcast...
If you're reading the subtitles, thanks.
For the hearing impaired.
Yeah, maybe. If you are, then let us know.
I wonder how good YouTube subtitles do for us.
YouTube subtitles are
great.
actually pretty good nowadays. They're actually viable compared to when they first were introduced.
Sure,
I
but
think
it is
this-
us talking about it.
Unpopular episodes, unpopular series, and YouTubers, they tend to have people who manually go through and caption
Yeah,
it.
but even with our subtitles, if I just look up certain terms, I can still find things correctly in an episode.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but we're going to do Manga of the Month. So what we're going to do, at the end of the month, at the beginning of the month, rather, we'll announce what we're going to be doing, and then at the end of the month, we'll just have a little review about it. The first one that we're going to do it at the end of, shall we say the end of March? We're going to do Death Tube. It's been suggested to us by, what's the username? I know it's Rock. I just called the dude
Metal
Rock.
Ultima, you can't even remember his name?
It's a complicated name. I remember it's Rock. I just call you the Rock because, Dwayne Johnson's my spirit animal. So, Manga of the month of March is Death Tube. Manimal has started reading it already. I will be reading it. And at the end of the month, we're going to have a quick segment where we just go through, recap, and review the manga. So, tell us if you enjoy it when we do it. If you want to throw out some suggestions, go for it. I realise that we're stepping on the toes of other podcasts just now. I've thought about it. Are we stealing the idea of the manga forum guy?
I mean, you're stealing the idea of the manga forum. We're just going along with it.
Ah, shit, yeah, I've just realised we're kind of doing what they do.
Yeah.
Fuck. I mean,
How's
there's
this?
only...
We will, if someone suggests us while we're, reasonably accounting for it, if you suggest a manga you'd like us hear us talk about, we'll read it and then talk about it.
Yeah, we'll do. Well,
We're changing the
there's only-
announcement right here and now.
there's only so many ways that you can review a show or a manga, so, and call it original. It is original because of our brilliant minds and how we make witty commentary on it.
Our brilliant minds.
I don't want to toot our own horns, but we're pretty amazing. Did you not listen to the last 35 minutes I was talking about people in toilets spraying your dick with aftershave? That was quality content.
I was
But-
tooting. I did that earlier. I meant to toot, the throwback joke. We're tooting
horn.
our harmonicas.
Tooting our harmonicas. We were going to have a drinking game as well today. And one of them was when, if I ever say, take a shot, if I say never mind, take a shot if you hear a harmonica. We aren't going to do that because Coryn's heavily hungover. And I realised that Manimal would immediately just start playing the harmonica, and then he'd get all of you fucked up. Let's move on to the newsy poos. Newsy poos.
So wait. Your anniversary. We needed the news theme.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, here we go. When I turn on the news too late, I want to know what's in the news.
Beautiful. That was amazing. Okay. In the news, first headline. Hey guys, have you heard of High Dive?
What?
Have you heard of
Jumping off
High
a tall
Dive?
thing?
You were making a dumb joke, Manimal. That's why you didn't hear what I said. No, High Dive is a anime streaming service. It's sort of not directly competing with Crunchyroll, but it is emerging fast. They are now launching out of beta. They are releasing fully. They have a mix of English dub and not simulcast, but they do have some decent titles on there. It's available on all the platforms. We're not sponsored by them. I don't know why I'm telling you where it is, but I've trialed it. I did have it for a month, the month trial, and it was pretty decent, to be fair.
How do you is it literally like high or like HI?
So HIDIV. No,
Oh.
DIVE. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one. Oh no, they do have simulcast. Maybe they just didn't when I. Maybe they didn't because I was on a free trial. I don't know.
And it has the monkey face.
Yeah, that's the one. If you've got the monkey face, then you know which one it is. But they've got some decent titles, like I say. Anything that's competition, it's always good. Well, they've got, in terms of simulcast, oh god, surprise, surprise, they've got Pop Team Epic, because of course they have. Everyone has Pop Team Epic. Takunomi, oh, I could have watched that shit. What else have they got simulcasting? Mitsubishi Colors, Just Because, that was an old thing. Girls Last Tour.
Oh wait, they actually have stuff on here like Squid Girl and Tamako Market that other places don't have.
Yeah, man, they've got some exclusives. They have become quite decent. Like they've grown rapidly because I think it was Sentai, Sentai Filmworks. I think was the initial one that they had the catalog off. I can't remember. I'm not an expert.
That's probably what these series are from. Yeah.
You know, like Food Wars and shit. So they're coming out. They're $4.99 a month. So I'm probably going to move on to the paid one. Sort of see what they get for what they acquire for the spring season as well, if there's anything. Because for example,
they have stuff.
Yeah, in the winter I had I couldn't find Takunomi, that's why I didn't watch it. It's on there, so I could have watched it. Just like Kokoku was on Amazon, and then I discovered that it was on there, so that was good. But yeah, I thought I'd give them a shout out. I do hope they do well, because then that gives that competition to Crunchyroll, and as we all know, competition is always a good thing for any business. They will.
Well, they have K-On! On here.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. All I see is the OVA in the movie. Maybe they have the series too.
Maybe. I don't know. You know how licensing works and how dumb it is, where it's like, here's everything except the thing you're looking for. Netflix is great for that. Here's all the X-Men movies except one. Or except two. They've got the second Persona 3 movie, but not the first and third one. And it confuses me to this day. I don't know why. But we're giving them a shout out. There you go. Go join High Dive.
Oh wait, no, they actually do have normal K-On! On here.
Oh, there you go.
Holy shit.
Subbed and dubbed?
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. There you go. I don't know, maybe, but check it out. I do hope that they succeed because, like I say, I want more competition to any of the existing streamers out there.
This seems like actually good.
Well, there you go.
I'm sold already. This sounds like a commercial. Like I'm the actor. Like, oh, I can't believe all the series they have on here.
So what do they have on this wondrous site?
Wow, they have K-On! And
Don't you hate it when you just can't watch anime on Crunchyroll?
yeah. I can't believe I can't watch one of my top. Wait, they have Clannad on here too. Holy shit!
Fuck me, we've won Manimal over. High Dive, give us a free
What?
subscriptions.
Well, yeah, because they have all those series that aren't licensed by like Funimation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what I think, because they're picking up a lot of that catalogue, because obviously Funimation and Crunchyroll are in bed with each other, so, there's a lot of crossover there, and probably exclusive releases, but they'll pick everything else up, which is
They
good.
do have a lot of Funimation titles, but again, they have stuff like K-On! Clannad and Squid Girl that are by different. I think Sentai has all those series.
Yeah. I think, like I say, I want to say it was Sentai, who's like the original, and then obviously it's gone from there. Because they've only been around for like a year? Not even that, I don't think. They're really new. It's a very recent acquisition, but...
Yeah, the only thing is when I'm looking here, it's like, okay, like, those are series, but like, what haven't I watched that I would watch here? Wait, they have Little Busters on here. Huh. Yeah, that is Sentai. Huh.
There you go.
That's something.
Before we give it a shout out, $4.99 a month. If you get it before April, it's $3.99 a month apparently. 1080p streams, just like Crunchyroll until it's not. But we won't go into that. Other news that we have, just a couple. After the Rain is getting a live action movie. If you remember, that's the one where the girl is in love with her 40-year-old manager. She's like a 15-year-old girl or something, schoolgirl. She's in love with her manager. It's a bit weird. Apparently it's quite tasteful in the anime. I haven't watched it. But I don't know how it would be in a live action.
It'd be like the show, except they're real people.
Yeah, be a bit weird. But whatever. Also, Bleach live action has cast and released images of Uryu, Renji, and Byakuya. They all look like cosplayers. I think it's the lighting of them, or maybe like these are just pictures from the set. There's no like special effects or anything on them from what I can see.
I know in the Ishida photo he had like his bow.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's been like CG. Fully like given the cinematic treatment yet.
No, these are. I mean, Byakuya as well. That just looks like a bystander took that picture. That is a cosplay photo if I've ever seen one. But Renji looks pretty cool. Uryu looks weird, but he is going to look weird because it's live action. So they all look strange. They have to adjust some of the things.
Byakuya one definitely looks like that's a set photo.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks cool. I mean, I'm still interested. Coming out in July 20th, so we'll see if we can catch like a subbed version of it before the end of the year, hopefully. And then just the last little bit of news that I had is there is a new company. JTB is establishing a company to enter anime in the voice acting business. So it's called Next Creation. It's a voice acting agency involved in voice actor training and sound production. So if you are in Japan and wanted to be a seiyuu, this is like your graduate academy. You become an apprentice and you learn all the shit, and then you get the training, and then you go on to it. So there you go.
Perfect. I speak fluent Japanese.
I do. I'm like that one dude from Cabaneri of the Iron Fortress who was clearly American but speaking Japanese. Yeah. It was really strange.
Voima elukon kansasi.
He was like, okay.
It's like in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, how all the British people also speak Japanese, and it's not a laziness necessarily. It's just convenience.
So desu ka.
So desu ka.
You gotta say it like that.
Watashi wa something or other. I don't know Japanese. Sorry guys. I'm not.
I speak
that advanced.
Japan.
Yo, I speak. If you're gonna watch anime, you need to learn and understand Japanese, okay, guys? You can't watch it with the dubs. You can't be a fake anime fan.
Koi fish.
Yare yare. Taicho. That means captain. I know that from the Bleach subs. That's it. Yeah, let's go. Speaking of going, that's all the news I've got. Have you guys got any tidbits you want to wing out there?
I just subscribed to High Dive.
Yeah,
They have You're Under Arrest on there, and I've been meaning to watch the rest of that series forever. And I was like, you know what? Maybe this would be something. I see a lot of titles I'd watch on here.
Yeah, it's worth exploring, dude. Fair enough. Let us know how you get on. Let's go. Speaking of watching shit, let's go on to the spring. No, winter season first impressions. Is it first impressions now that we're 9 episodes deep into some
This
shows?
is more like just
No.
winter season review. What happened?
Winter season recap, because we're a couple of weeks behind because obviously we lost last week's episode, so we didn't discuss anything on there anyway. So we've got a couple of weeks spare. So Manimal, did you watch anything? Nope, he'd be on. Okay, Manimal did not watch anything. So we assume that Manimal didn't watch anything. Of course he didn't. Coryn, what did you watch?
This week, absolutely nothing, because I was hungover and not at my apartment this morning.
Ah, okay, well.
Which means it didn't work out either. But I can discuss the shit we didn't talk about last week, because we did the preview, and we didn't talk about it anyways. And never mind the fact the show was lost. So we can make up a little bit of room. Okay, so the only thing, since I didn't watch anything last week, I'll talk about what I watched 2 weeks ago. Sounds right. Okay. I guess the only thing that really two things that actually kind of stick out were Garo continuing and well, we'll complain about Franks later. But Garo, Garo continues to be amazing because they like finally get into this like magical El Dorado world they've been promised this whole goddamn time that we've been leading up to. And basically what it amounts to is the demons matrixed a fuck ton of people. But instead of like keeping them around as batteries, they just kind of sucked their souls out and stuck them in a computer simulation.
What?
They sucked out their souls and stuck them in a computer simulation.
Okay.
And I guess they're just like digesting the body slowly over time. But like the girl who's been looking for her brother, right? The whole show.
Yeah.
Is apparently the dude who fucking designed the whole thing and is possessed by like an ancient demon king. And at the episode ends with her trying to fucking choke him to death.
It does sound good. It's one that
so
I
good.
lament not getting on when it started, because now when you look at the backlog, you're like, ah.
I mean, it's only going to be 24 episodes. It won't be that hard to just like pile through either. And I think it would work pretty well as like a binging show.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we'll see how the spring and the summer and all that come, because sometimes there's seasons where I literally watch. Like, at the moment, winter, I'm down to 4 shows, and one of them Pop Team Epic. So, it's like, I'm okay with that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, that's a decent number, but I could probably squeeze one more show in if I was binging something. But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, I know. I like to binge something once in every while. But other than that, there's Junji Ito continues to be fine. How to Train a Mummy continues to be fine. No complaints about Pop Team Epic. Though.
That's nasty.
Oh god, he's pouring
That's
beer in his
nasty.
cereal again.
Okay, just for reference, Manimal was recording this episode, and he's fucked his own recording up so he could go get a bowl of cereal, and he's now just poured Sapporo beer in there. Sapporo. He's just poured that into his bowl of cereal.
He
with
has
milk.
been pouring it into his cereal, and I keep imagining the milk just curdling. I don't think it would, but
not a good combination. Take it from me, I've had that beer before.
Manimals taste do not represent the taste of the happy hour.
No, it tastes good. I actually like this.
Okay. Fair enough. Thank you, Manimal.
These are chocolate honey nut Cheerios.
It doesn't make it any better.
There you go. It's a party. What's a party without beer cereal?
Yeah.
It's apple juice.
It's not.
He poured apple juice in a beer can?
Okay. So you're using beer cans as a oh, what the fuck?
Yes.
It reminds me of that classic game. Beer, apple juice, or piss? Drink it to find out.
Oh yeah, that classic game.
It's like Russian roulette.
I mean, I'm gonna say sadly, I've never played this game.
Neither have I, but it's gotta be a hell of a good time. But
people used to do that in my the people I used to hang around with when I was younger. If you got them to hold your beer, back when we were underage drinking and we're out there in the woods or wherever, they used to piss in your beer if you asked them to hold it. You'd come back and your can's warm, and it's like, yeah, somebody's done something to this.
Yeah, that's because you had bad
Motherfuckers.
friends.
Yep, not gonna argue that. That is pretty much what it was.
But getting off of pissing in your beer, and from literally pissing in beer to metaphorically pissing in beer, Darling in the Franxx. What is it? I don't know what the show's doing. Oh, there's the thing, and it melts their clothes off, and everyone feels weird, and then it turns into an 80s sitcom where they tape the apartment in half.
Is this Three's Company?
I don't know what the fuck happened in the last episode.
Wait, that's a 70s sitcom.
I think so. I mean, it's just a trope where, you tape the dorm room or the apartment or the house or whatever with,
You're
duct tape.
not coming over here because you're
like,
pervy boys.
Oh, the bathroom's on our side, but we have the dining room.
Oh, Bill.
Yeah.
Laugh track. I don't know what the fuck's going on in that show, but it brought up a weird question because they had the doctor, the robot doctor, the guy who is part robot and also who is a doctor who is part robot and a doctor who builds robots conveniently. So he mentioned talking about them going through puberty, but they also have these weird things about them not maybe making it to adulthood, and there's like a secret behind it besides. But there's also that one adult pilot from the first show who got killed piloting with 02. And I don't know. And part of me feels like they're trying to say, oh, there's going to be a secret where they don't actually grow up. And the other part of me says, oh, the big secret is they're all just going to die first because the fucking attrition rate.
There is something going on. I don't know what, but there is definitely something, and it's so strange. Like, I can't make heads or tails of this show.
Both of these, let's call them what they are, some filler episodes, had like little 5-minute scenes where they actually delve into some shit. Because in the beach episode, they went to the town that was destroyed, and the girl got a book about childbirth. Yeah. And then in this one, the one girl's still reading that book about childbirth, and she had a little character development. But they also broke into the part of the house they live in that they don't really go to, that had the abandoned rooms of the previous team, and they found a fucking photo of them, and it's well, they're not main characters because they all have dark hair and dark eyes, and absolutely bland, so definitely gonna die. But yeah, it's very strange how they're doing
Darling
this.
and the Franxx is a super strange one because when I heard, I was excited because it was 24 episodes long. Because I was like, holy shit, most shows don't get that off the bat. Right off the bat, they don't get a 2-core. They tend to get, if they do well, they'll do a second season, 6 months down the line or whatever. And I was super excited. I was like, they've got time to tell a good story. Because I am still a fan of those longer series. When they get more time, I assume they've got more to say. That's not the case with Darling and Franxx. I really think it would have probably have been better if it was a 12-episode show. Because, as you've just said, the last 2 episodes have been 95% filler, and there's been one small thread of, here's some hints of backstory, here's a little bit.
Which makes me wonder if they had gotten 12, if they still would have just been a bunch of bullshit, and it was definitely with, absolutely no redeeming qualities. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It almost feels like if they actually conclude the storyline by 24 episodes, if the best way to watch the show won't be an abridged version where they cut out all the bullshit.
I'm starting to just hate the show. I think I'm going to drop it. So I'm getting into the habit of watching it, but it's like a chore. Because the filler didn't do anything for me. I mean, I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to establish these relationships with these characters. They're trying to, show... They're dropping these hints. They're trying to take their time and be a slow burn. And when we'll find out whether, there were genetic experiments that, didn't have parents or whatever. They're just clones or they're, all this kind of shit. And they don't grow up because they've only got a small, a short lifespan or some bollocks that'll happen. But... you don't feel a connection to them because they're so flat and uninteresting. Most of the characters are. You just the beach episode was pointless. It was just a typical shitty anime beach episode. I've seen better, and I'm not a huge beach episodes or whatever, the throwaway fan service. Most of the time, other than the K-On! One, that was great. Put that in just because
it was an actual episode in the series where they actually did something with the plot in that episode.
Yeah, rather than going, look, you can see the characters. Do you want to see them swimsuit titties? See
Yeah.
them swimsuit titties. Twitties? Twitties?
Twitties. Look at those
Titties.
twitties. Look at that
And then-
twitty.
Yeah, just so much of the stuff doesn't make sense. Like, they start one off where they're just fighting a monster. Like, that was they cut into them fighting and defeating a monster, and then the entire episode is all about, oh, wait, our suits came off when you told them. You shouldn't have. When it's like, no, I want to see you fighting the monster. And then you haven't seen episode 9, have you yet, Coryn?
Not yet. I was going to watch it today, but then I got drunk
It's-
last night.
Kind
I
of just
don't-
filler as well. It's the nothing. Okay,
I don't.
compared to 7 and 8, more happens. Like in terms of character
that's good.
development, it focuses on Goro, and there's more character development, and he actually progresses as a character. He learns a bit more about himself, and he takes action. With that said, no, still at the end of it, he's done something, and then the status quo is still the same. Like nothing has changed. He's just gone, oh yeah, this, but don't worry. And it's like, oh, well, nothing's changed. The dynamic of the characters, there's nothing changed about it. Nothing's going on. I don't know what they're waiting for, because they're going to bring that big twist of, oh no, the Papa and Nana, they're not as good as you thought they were. They're actually just using you as tools and servants, but it's not. It's going to fall flat at this point. More than a third of the way through the series, and it's still not picked up. So I am massively disappointed in Darling in the Franxx. It's generating a big hype still, and
Yeah,
it's
I
because
always
it's done.
Yeah, and I always give a show, especially with the long run, the opportunity to come back around. So I think I'll stick this one out, but I don't know. I just don't know.
Because it falls on the Saturday, it's good to watch. Like, I'll do Pop Team Epic because it's both on Crunchyroll. So I'll just watch Pop Team Epic and I'll watch Darling in the Franxx. But yeah, I don't know, because I did say I was going to tough out Citrus, and then I have stopped watching that. So we'll see. I kind of want to just know what happens at the end, like just see where they are leading all this, and maybe because there is good stuff in it. Like I say, I like the monsters that they have, and there is some interesting backstory bits. But yeah, most of the characters are flat and uninteresting. They're just basic archetypes.
Yeah, that's the hard part, because there's a good story in there somewhere. It just doesn't come to light all that
Zero
often.
2, just I mean everyone loves 02, but just because she's waifu bait there, it's like, oh look, isn't she so cool? No,
He's got tits and horns.
I like both those though.
Look, she's all over the generic male lead. Maybe you could find a woman.
like horns.
And is ambiguously old enough to maybe not be weird.
Yeah, maybe you could find a woman who'd be obsessed with you like this girl and force feeds him food and always wants to be around him. It's like wish fulfillment waifu bait, and it's really, oh, but no, wait, she's really cool and she's hardcore and she kicks ass, yeah, and she ace.
The problem is, there's any real girls out there who inhale whole steaks covered in honey. They don't have bodies like that, guys.
Yeah, no way, not with that diet that she's got. I mean, she does a lot of high kicks and flips and stuff, but that ain't happening.
I'm just saying, using a Franxx must be a hell of a workout. You got to burn like 1,000 calories every time you step into that thing.
Yeah, not the girls do, not the guys. They just sit there. They look, because I think they did mention like it's basically the guys control it, but the girls are like they're bearing the brunt of it. Like they get hurt when the mech gets hurt and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it probably takes more of a physical toll on them.
Yeah, like one of them's like, I'm trying to think of a good allusion to like a different sort of giant mech show. I mean, it's still the closest probably is to like, obviously Evangelion.
Pacific Rim.
If it's like Pacific Rim plus Evangelion, it's because like the robots are ground up people in Evangelion. Spoilers. I mean, I don't think they're literally ground up people, but they're sort of like built on the souls of people. Some weird, metaphysical shit. And that's kind of what's going on, except nobody's getting murdered in the first to make the things. Probably, we don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just one of them massive disappointments. 02 is nowhere near as good as C2. I'm just going to say it.
I'm going to say C2 wasn't that good to begin with.
She was infinitely better than 02. She had something.
What did she have?
She had a backstory.
Really?
She had impact on the story.
She kind of had a
Pizza.
backstory. She did. I think she probably had a similar impact, but she was about the same sort of character archetype. Just kind of this weird, manipulating, kind of strangely obsessed with the main character because magic.
She wasn't sexually obsessed with him.
Pizza.
Lelouch, darling.
Everyone fucking else
She was
was.
obsessed. Pizza was hers.
She was sexually obsessed with pizza. It was the same amount of awkwardness.
That is a person that's a character after my own heart there. She loved that pizza. Bless her. But anyway, that's Darling of Franks. Pop Team Epic. Did you mention that already, or?
No, but because I didn't watch. I guess it doesn't matter. Spoilers wise, but in the one where they have the whole New York gag, where it's legally not Mike Hagar at the end.
Mike Hagar made an appearance.
But the weird thing was when you watch the female voice actor version of it, the American bits, Mike Hagar's character is played. Actually, all the American characters are played by people speaking English. But in the male version, it's in Japanese.
Yeah, they're just Japanese. I didn't know this until you told me afterwards, because I only watched the second half of the show.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched the male part.
Excuse
So
me.
I missed that whole gag, sadly.
Yes, and it is actually really good English. The kid version was obviously like a Japanese person who it's a very good English speaking, but was obviously had that accent. There's a few words he kind of struggled through on occasion.
Yeah.
But the grown-up Mike Hagar, I think, was just a regular old English speaking voice actor, straight up.
Fair enough. That's good. That's quite interesting that they actually got someone in. But then again, they had the French studio, didn't they, doing their shit? French dude, anyway.
The French dude, and they do have the French voice actresses for when they do the French bits. But it just seems...
I don't know why I'm so surprised
it
about the
doesn't-
English one.
Between the two sides, it's always the same acting in the French, though. They don't change voice actors, and they don't switch languages.
Oh, okay. So it's just this one. I mean, I don't question anything about Pop Team Epic. I just let it do what it does. Okay, sure. That's a thing. It was a great segment, though. I love that. The New York one. They show up as the Ghostbusters, and then he's just following them around.
And then they
all
just
the time.
absorb two dudes on the street.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was good. I love Pop Team Epic. I'll be sad when it's over. This week's episode was fun as well. It wasn't as good as last week's. It's probably the one that I laughed at least. It was all right, but it was still good. It just wasn't. It didn't hit the heavy heights of the last few episodes, the last couple, like with the chess game with Heihachi in as well.
They had some pretty good stuff, so we'll see.
Mr. Billion Quadrillion.
They can't all be billion quadrillion. They can't all be winners.
No. Like I say, it was passable, it was fine. It just wasn't, at that heady heights, that's all. What else did you watch, Coryn?
Other than the ones I never really talked too much about. Mami and Junji is fine. Junji was a little disappointing this week. I didn't really particularly like either of the two stories.
I've heard everyone freaking out about Junji Ito's one, saying something was really gross, like it was something to do with the body, and it was like very, very sickening, very gross, and people were grossed out by it. I've used the word gross more than I ever have in my life.
Need to be more specific. The point is,
That's
I
all
can't
they were
even
saying.
recall. Is it this most recent episode the one they didn't see, or the one from 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, it might be this most recent one actually, because it's just the last couple of days on Twitter I've seen about a couple dozen people all saying the same thing. I was like, is it really bad? Is it that bad?
It would have had to have been the one that came out this week that I missed this morning. So, we'll report on that next week, I guess.
Yeah. Spoiler. It's gross, guys. That's what I've heard. Because everyone's using the same... That's what's bothering me. Everyone's using the same terminology. Who uses the word gross? It's gross. Manimal does, I've just realised. Oh, it's really gross, man.
Freaking gross, dude.
I mean, there's some gross stuff, and it makes me feel like it's going to get gorier than usual. But there was already an episode earlier on where a dude takes a potion, and then, his skeleton grows 5 times the normal size, and his skin and flesh doesn't, and he just kind of explodes. And that was pretty fucked up. So, if it's worse than that, I don't know.
Yeah. He can, his manga, I don't think his art style translates as well in anime, to be honest, just because of, the colouring and stuff. I find it more effective in the manga. But, yeah, he's capable. He does the generic stuff, obviously with the spiral face, there's a spiral in a girl's face, like that. wasn't that bad. But there's one where I think it's the one that like the first chapter of I swear every time Junji Ito comes up, I talk about Uzumaki, but it's my only frame of reference, guys. I'm sorry. Other than the couple of episodes I've watched, but there's one where he literally like bends himself into a spiral, like so he curls himself into like this tight spiral. This dude does, and just how it's drawn, it's really creepy. Like it's freaky how it's drawn.
Oh god, I kind of accidentally did that to myself the other night.
Wait, what?
Okay, so I kind of have a weird sleepwalking problem where I don't actually get up and like walk around, but I do sit up in bed. So I wake up in like strange positions at times.
Okay.
But this last week I was like curled up, like way down with like my head down like between my knees. And I was just like completely rolled up and folded over, and I don't know how I got there because my muscles have just been so relaxed. And if I wasn't half asleep and in the right frame of mind, I probably could have made a decent attempt at sucking my own dick. But alas, I just decided to go back to sleep. But yeah, no, I woke up and I'm just like, I don't even know how I was physically in that position because I'm not that flexible normally. And I just kept like trying to sit up and like I'm still trying to straighten out. It felt like I was in slow motion. It's just like it's still going. Like the Star Destroyer goes by at the beginning of A New Hope.
The low ankle implies dominance.
Oh, I digress. Back to anime.
Back to anime from from self-fellatio to.
Do you guys ever remember sandals?
The things on your
the
feet?
footwear?
Yeah, I remember wearing sandals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear them all the time. What are you
Is there any follow-up to
I
that?
saw a picture of sandals and I was like, man, I felt nostalgic. I haven't worn sandals in forever.
Okay.
Well, you can wear some lovely sandals when you go to Kansas this summer.
Just...
Get some lovely American flag ones for the 4th of July. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. I've just posted a picture of you, Coryn, in your self-suck position.
Yeah, that's one of the things he does where you can... Human bodies are made of rubber in Junji Ito, for the most part.
Yeah.
Because that guy didn't just, like, curl himself into a spiral. He also grew to be about 30 feet long.
Ooh.
And, like, look at his tongue. His tongue's at least 2 feet. At least.
Yeah, because he like, said, look what I can do, like, to the girl, and then, like, curled his tongue out, and it was really weird beforehand. Yeah, he's a strange
talk about good self-fellatio. That guy.
He's got it going on. Ladies, I'm telling you. The father in Uzumaki, he's all about that. You know, you want to give him a call if you want a good time. He's good. But on to me then. So we watched Pop Team Epic. We watched what was the shit that I was just going to say? Yeah, Darling and the Franxx. We've already gone off about. Blah, 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 blah. The other two that I'm watching, I don't have much to say about them. Kokoku and Hakata Tonkatsu Ramens, like, they're literally, I guess, what you would call seasonal entertainment. That's how I would categorize them, is that they're entertaining. I enjoy watching them. However, once the season is done and the series is done, it isn't something I'd recommend to someone, and it isn't something I'd probably ever go back to watching and go, oh yeah, that was good. It's just literally like a one and done where you'll go, yeah, cool, sweet, something to watch every week, and then it's done. Kokoku carries on, it's pretty consistent. They've got 12 episodes out of it, which is impressive for the amount of story that they've done so far. Like, there's not much you can say of go, oh yeah, this family has had a... Like, well, if I give you the synopsis and I went, okay, this family has this time-stopping stone, and there's people who want it. Like, you can make a story out of it, but it's kind of spread over 12 episodes, so, you know, it's paced fine. Like, when you're actually watching it, it's alright. And then Tonkatsu Ramens is... again, enjoyable. They went through a bit of an episodic thing where they were just going, oh, here you go, here's the bad guy of the week, here's the dilemma of the week, blah, 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 blah. Then you've introduced, like, the backstory. I think this is going to be, with episode 9, the final sprint, because the first 3 episodes were sort of their own little mini arc. Then they've gone through episodic things over the last couple of episodes, like last few, and then this one's probably going to be a self-contained little mini arc to end it out. And it's like a guy. We saw the childhood of one of the main characters, and it was totally predictable. He sold himself to feed his family as a kid, and went into this prison to train to be an assassin. And he had a best friend there, and the whole motto was they all kept saying, "Don't trust anyone, don't trust anyone, don't trust anyone." And he was his friend for 5 years. And then guess what? The final exam is that they have to kill each other. Didn't see that coming. And then wait, his friend actually really planned to kill him all along. Isn't that such a shock twist? Didn't you see it coming a mile away? And then they had to kill each other, and he killed him. But then wait, the end of the episode, he's actually not dead. He's alive and coming for him. So it's a bit by the numbers. It's sort of like, well, I could totally see everything that was going to happen. But it should be fun all the same. It'll be enjoyable. So, that's that. Can't say I recommend it just because it's fun. Like, it's probably not worth watching the whole 9 episodes that there is. It's not anything special, but it's fine. And it's fun. That is all from me now, because I want to watch Be the Beginning as well on Netflix. I want to check that out and see if that's any good, because that's just dropped. So I will hopefully watch that. And A Silent Voice as well. So hopefully next week, not next week, 'cause it's going to be the spring season preview, but the week after, I'll have a bit more to talk about with that.
Cute.
But alas, that's all from me on there in terms of the season recap. So, we've been going a while now. And we do have a fan fiction reading with Manimal. Do you want to do that now, or shall we do a bit of a shit talk about the show itself?
Yeah, I gotta pull it up again anyway.
Do some shit talk?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries. Well, it's the 3rd year anniversary. There's 3 of us here. Obviously, it's not been as big a party as traditionally that we've done, but I guess we've done that many nostalgia things, because I was thinking we did the 1st year anniversary, we did episode 50, we did the 2nd year anniversary,
That one
we
12
did
days of
episode
Christmas.
100.
The 12 days of Christmas where you talked about the origin story.
Oh shit, yeah, we did the origin story, a brief history of the happy hour.
We're running dangerously low on nostalgia, which is why I think we should probably skip to just doing this kind of thing every 100 episodes.
Yeah.
And make a note make a mention on the birthday, but that's about it.
We need to. Yeah, that'd be
I don't care.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. I'll fight
We
them
have-
all.
We have patted ourselves on the back several times, like in the last 12 months. Good, yeah, oh my god, we made it to this time. Although it's not really an achievement, it's just we've decided to press record on a Skype call once a week. It's like, well done, guys, that was brilliant. Oh, you've done a lot of work, I can see. We've just shit talked, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Is there any, I guess we might as well say, any favourite memories since episode 100?
I don't know.
Good talk. Okay. I want to say a huge shout out to our 12 Days of Christmas that we did this last Christmas, because it was out, it was up to date, it was on time. We were like a well-oiled machine. You think after 3 years we finally got it down? You can check out the brief history of the Happy Hour one if you want more of this kind of talk, the nostalgia talk, because we had that there. So we had a lot more of that kind of conversation and that sort of talk on the brief history. We also had a little nugget of our very first, you heard us talking about the first one on Boxing Day, Manimal mentioned. That was our first ever attempt at recording. And that was me, Noisy, and a person who is not a member of the Manga Raiders forum anymore, and that is Ginger Joy. That was his username. And that is actually attached to the end of that episode. The last 10 minutes is our first 10 minutes of ever trying. So that was the pre-pilot of the Manga Raiders Happy Hour. And it was called, like, GRcast, and I can't remember what the G stood for. I know Ginger Joy did it. He said it. It was some Japanese word that I didn't get. I'm so happy we didn't go for that. I'm glad Josh made the Happy Hour noise.
Completely forgotten about it, yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the 12 Days was pretty good this year. I was glad that, I guess since 100, that was post.
It has been a ridiculous blur from episode 100 to now.
Yeah, but it really
They
feels
all
like
just
we
roll
haven't
into
been that long since episode 100. You know?
I mean, it was September? August? It was the end of August. No, beginning of August. It was like the second week of August, episode 100 was. Was it like the 9th or something? 9th
that's
of
only
August?
that's only a solid 6 months to work with, though.
Yeah. But even so, like, I remember when I go back on the first hundreds, if you give me like a decade, I guess, of episodes, like if you go, episode, 30 to 40, it has a certain feel. 40 to 50, like, all them, I can sort of, I separate them.
We were
Whereas,
progressing.
like, this
We were making quick advancements. Now that we've kind of into a flow, it's harder to tell the difference. Not that that is a bad thing.
I suppose we have the same format as this one now. Like, we just sort of go, like you guys know, we do, our intro, our news, and all that kind of shit. We sort of stick to the same thing. Whereas the other episodes, we'd literally just go, fuck, speaking about anime, let's talk about, I don't know, some other shit. Let's talk about music. Let's talk about how I say chips and crisps.
Yeah, but that's
Oh,
weird.
that's good talk. It's not weird, no, is it?
It will always be
still-
weird.
It's still weird.
It's not weird.
Still weird, buddy boy.
That's the subtitle of the entire show. Manga Ringer's Happy Hour. It will always be weird.
Yeah, no, we are. I mean, let's be honest, we'll never be like a serious podcast. I would not want to be a serious manga podcast. I can't imagine, and I don't mean this to any offense of anyone out there doing one, but I can't think of anything more fucking boring than a serious analytical podcast of manga and anime. It's cartoons and comic books.
If any of you ever come in with like a sports jacket or something and like a tucked in shirt, I will shoot you in the head right then and there. Put you out of your misery. I don't know where I'm getting a gun from.
well-
I will beat you to death with my baseball bat /
Where are you getting a gun from?
defense
All you gotta
system.
do is look in the fridge.
I may live in America, but it does not mean I have guns all over the place.
I mean, you should,
No,
I guess. More guns.
Should.
Do it. Why not?
let's not get into the gun debate on
I'm
a
very
anime
anti-
podcast.
No, let's do it.
No,
More guns. The only way to fight gun crime is with more guns. That's how you put out fires, with more fire. Firepower in this case. Anyway, I'm joking. Let's not go into gun debate. That's a whole subject that we don't want to get in. Let's talk about racial tensions.
we are
between-
not qualified for any of this.
Let's not.
Frankly,
Where were we
we're not
going?
qualified to do what we're doing right now, but we do it anyways.
Yeah, we aren't. We aren't
He's getting hurt.
anime. I mean, we're not anime and manga experts, and I kind of hate that thing because no one is. Like, just because you've watched a lot of things doesn't mean that you're an expert of what you're doing. It doesn't mean that you can express your opinions well.
Who's like an anime or manga expert are like editors and shit.
No one who
Even
no one who
then.
professes to be a manga and anime expert is actually a manga and anime expert. If you have to tell people you are, you probably aren't that thing.
If you
so
would
I am
walk
the
up
best host
to
of a podcast.
Miyazaki and tell him that,
No. If he said it
you
to me,
think
if he went, "I'm Hayao Miyazaki, I'm an anime, bit of an anime expert," and I go, "Fuck off, you poser! You've only done about 12 films. Come back to me when you've written a fan service. Come back when you've done a drama."
the spoiler
bitch.
alert is it's not actually Miyazaki, it's the cosplayer who looks exactly like him.
It's Japanese Colonel Sanders. It's like, "Oh, I'm really sorry. I still love your chicken. Please order me some for Christmas."
Chicken.
Still portrayed by Norm Macdonald. It's
Wait,
just
you've not got
it's
any?
just regular Norm Macdonald, but he just relabeled himself as Japanese Colonel Sanders.
And wait, isn't the Colonel of KFC a woman now in America?
No,
She's a female Colonel.
I don't think so. I think there might have been an actress playing a female colonel. Because they've been
Yeah.
rotating colonel actors a bunch. The colonel...
Just keep to one
The
Colonel.
colonel, they're still, at the end of the day, portraying a real human being.
Nope. You got to turn him into...
No.
Because
What?
the only reason I know this is because I watched... I was watching a live stream of Raw because I couldn't get my fucking actual proper like Sky Sports to work. It was just being a dick. So I watched an illegal stream. A totally legal stream. And it was an American one from USA Network. And god damn, you guys have a lot of adverts.
Of course we do. We love adverts.
It made me weirdly nostalgic for being back in the US when I went a couple of years ago. I kind of miss your adverts. It makes me feel... I feel sad. I'm like, I want to live there with all their shit adverts. And that's the only reason I know, because they had a KFC one with a female colonel. And I was like, oh, is the colonel a woman now?
No, I mean, again, it was just kind of a one-off kind of bit, I think, in that time.
Ah, okay.
Because again, I think it's mostly Norm Macdonald, but they had a bunch of actors go through it and do it at a point.
Ric Flair did it from WWE because they have a sponsorship. No, that's good. That's when you want to be taken serious. They had a KFC Colonel Royal Rumble. Believe it or not, they shot an advert that was like that. And every day, wrestling gets taken less and less serious. Not that it should, really. Same with us. Same with the anime and manga world. It's cartoons and comics. Chill out, everyone. I mean, that's enough filler from us and Stalling, Manimal. Have you got your hard drive? Have you got your fan fiction ready?
Okay, so we're back in. This is a story. Okay, so we've been reading Thok's Road Trip. This is a story that I wrote on my Windows 95 laptop in 2008. I was 11 years old. It's a story about the Toa Mahi. There's this Hardy Boys book I was reading, not the wrestlers, but the mystery solvers. So one morning I woke up, I wrote this on my Windows 95 laptop, which I transferred on a floppy disk to my normal computer because it didn't have internet. So this is
Wow.
This is me writing at 11, and it's a more serious story. We're going to read every single bit of it. This is the first page.
Oh, okay. Okay, so the last ones were not serious.
Well,
this is Manimal writing from the heart.
It's a little more serious. It's not serious or anything, but it's a little more. So, Vacant, I sent it, and then those characters are the ones you're reading, okay, on the bottom? You see that?
Okay.
Okay, let's start off. I'll start us off. Welcome to the Mari Boys, the comedy... Okay, wait, it's not serious then. The comedy in which the Mari solve mysteries. Chapter 1, Rammed, a satire of the Hardy Boys, numbers 19, pushed. I want you to appreciate how I changed the title there, okay? It was called Pushed, so I called it Rammed. Okay, start us off, Vacant.
Okay, I am Nuparu. I wonder when back, Bionicles Against Crime, is going to give us a Naught mission.
BAC is the top secret place where Bionicles are against crime and try to save the day. The boys are Jowler, Nuparu, Kangu, Matoro, Huki, and Lesavik.
Congo, that says.
No, well, his name is Kang. I don't know, whatever. Ha ha ha.
Congo.
No Holly because it's the Mari Boys.
Fucking Czech Congo's here solving crime with Bionicles.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Wait, I'm Jowler, aren't I?
No, you're not.
You're not.
Oh.
I was staring at it thinking, did he mean jailer? Because they're talking about crime, so it would make sense if they're jailers. Is Jowler a jailer?
Jowler the Bionicle.
Man, I know it's been a while.
Oh well, I like to chill.
Lesavik, there's a box on your head.
What? Oh, hey, it's a box with our new mission, Rammed.
BAC always sends their missions in funky ways, so their grandma, Nokama, and mother, Gali, would not know about BAC. Their father, they send missions in weird ways, so their parents never learn about them.
So, like, Bionicles are fucking now?
No, yeah. Their father, Tahu, made up BAC one day when he was in his room reading a book.
Put the disc in our computer.
Lesavik puts the disc in the computer and Bizon's face shows up on the screen because he is like the head cheese of BAC.
Let's recall it. It's Babakaz.
Because. Okay, you're Bizon. Vacant.
Okay, sorry. Vizon, give you a new mission. 2 days ago, Tauka was rammed into a train track. Then the train came. Why was he rammed? Ow. Know when Vizon heard about this, Vizon and Vizon sent Mari Boys to case.
Oh, joy.
You must travel to New York because that was where he was pushed. Everything is in New York. You must join a runaway place called hash brown.
It's called Haven in the book.
Why have we
Close
got these
parentheses.
editor's notes? It's called Haven in the book, guys. Called hash brown. Okay. In 3 seconds, this disc will be a normal music disc. 3, 2, 1.
Suddenly a video of a guy doing some dumb dance shows up because music plays in the book.
Is that a Rickroll joke?
No, not even. It's probably like Numa Numa is probably what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it was 2008.
Okay. Oh no, sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Let's tell Mom that we're going to New York because Tauka died and we're going to his funeral.
That's half right.
Vizon never said why we couldn't go. Why we're going to Hash Brown.
Because that's why Takuwa went. And on that day, he was going to tell the Autobots about Hash Brown. Why are the Autobots?
I don't know. No, that's no good.
That's no good as a Sonic reference to Sonic Says. That's no good.
That's no good.
Soon they're on their way to New York.
In this farewell, there's no blood, there's no alibi.
Stop listening to your MP3 or stop singing.
Fine.
We're here. Let's go.
They walk in Hash Brown.
We're runaways. Our parents are started doing drugs.
Wait, I can't.
End scene.
Oh. Tune in
Okay.
next time for the rest of the story. This is going to take us 3 episodes, actually. Not that long.
I was going to say that.
I was expecting a bigger number.
I know, me too. But yeah.
It's going to take us only a couple.
Yeah.
Okay,
boy.
fair enough.
Did you
That's,
think that was equivalent or better than Fox Road Trip?
It made a little more sense.
I don't know. I don't know what I think about Bionicles against crime, but also in partnership with Autobots against.
why the Autobots are...
My favorite thing is just in brackets explaining any of the references.
Yeah.
It was called this in the book.
I know.
But you didn't explain the really obscure references.
Yeah.
Because Manimal knows them at heart.
Yeah. So that was the Marhi Bros. Page 1.
Marty Bros. Page 1. Can't wait for page 2 next week at the end of the spring season preview. But alas, we have reached the end of this anniversary episode. Not the usual hullabaloo and party atmosphere that we do, but more of a chilled one, you know. Some of us are hungover, some of us are tired. There's 3 of us, 3 years. That makes sense, somehow. It was like we planned it that way.
Yeah.
But do you guys, I'm going to say...
one more thing, of course.
We do have one more thing, of course. Manimal won't stop doing it until the end of the year. He's going to have a full fan fiction that he writes off the cuff.
Are we going to skip ahead past what you wrote last week? Or are we
Yeah,
just gonna
what I
reread
wrote
it?
last week is now deleted.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that was the lost chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dark.
It was a
last
long one
chapter,
as well,
too.
I remember.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say, before we head out then, I know I said it at the top, but a huge thank you to you guys, because I love doing this podcast. I really enjoy it. I don't love's a strong word, but I really enjoy doing this podcast. Couldn't do it without you guys. We are the 3 most frequently appearing guests on the show, so there you go. So a huge thanks to you guys. And, here's to another 3 years where we get betterer, biggerer, and High Dive sponsors us. Cheap plug, bye. Everyone subscribe to High Dive. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Envision the 10 points of the sun turn on the bared skin of the chuny, going up and down as she breathes, and the sheets turn like a washing machine. The soap is the life force that bleeds from others. What we take from each other, the little pieces we carve with our words and our actions and steal and make us one. We take those aspects and turn them into soap pods and eat them. The chuny knows this as she turns and wonders what can be gained of another. What can be found and gained from an experience one night gone, one night in the mist of the sun and the lagoon? The chuny does not know as the night fades to gray in a mist of the rain, and the rain pours so hard the windows explode with a drum solo from the sky. The chuny wonders, and the chuny never knows, for wondering is only a state of nothingness, like a purgatory of hate and nothingness. Ah, what a shitty chapter.